Casters, 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 casters. Ow! It's hard to open packages. Hashtag skewers. These guys are the shit. Yes, these are the second pair I have. They're a slightly different brand than the ones over there on the lathe. But I fucking love them, and they are going on. By the way, guys, today is the first day of my welding of my enclosure for my CNC. These are gonna go on last step, but they're fucking here, and this is awesome. Let's get to building. The lighting in here is fucking fantastic. You saw me get those casters out, and now you see all this. This right here, this is my mounting system for what's going on right now. So I welded this one off camera because I really need to focus because I haven't done aluminum welding in a long time. So I got this one welded, and now I'm doing the next side like this. And then I'm gonna turn it one more time, and then I'm gonna figure out how to do the last piece over here and get it connected. But now I'm about to weld there, 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 and there, and get this thing completely put together. And what I'm making is a big cube with these 3 different pieces in here, and they each serve a purpose. This top one is just to have a flush part to kind of rest the machine on as I get it into position. That one down there is just the bottom strut. That's gonna be a plate at the bottom that the chip catcher is gonna be on, and this, between these 2 gaps right here is where the chips are gonna fall through and go into the thing that catches the chips. So let's get to welding. These welds look like absolute dog shit. Like this entire thing, this thing is coming out just fucking terribly. I mean, God, I thought I was feeling really confident. Cocky might be the right word after building this stand for my lathe, because welding steel is easy. I knew this, but easy compared to aluminum. And this is just fucking horseshit. Like, look at all of that oxidation right there. Look at that. You see all that? I don't know if you can see it, but there's just blasted oxidation just all over that from me dipping my tungsten in. My tungsten's like degrading and falling into nothingness. I would dip it in and then I'd pull it out and it'd be like all this blob that's just flopping around. And I'm like, I don't even give a fuck now. It's so bad. I'm just powering through. I'm not gonna fucking clean out my tungsten. Just kept on going. God damn, that was humbling. There's probably gonna be some shitty welds on the Mark 1, but it is the Mark 1. So I think it's okay for there to be shitty welds on the Mark 1. But man, I thought I was feeling real confident after doing that steel and building that stand, but this has been humbling for sure. Okay, I didn't film all of it because, I don't know, I didn't, but I've got the cube made. So now, this right here is what the thing sits on. And so now what I need to do is I need to get the metal cut for the caster bases, and then I need to weld those on. I was welding up here, no. Maybe it was the underside. I was welding on the underside and I was blowing out my corners. So I was welding here and I was just blowing out this corner because it was sticking out a little bit, so that the caster would fit. So I'm like, well, I'm not doing that anymore. So anyway, I need to make the flat pieces that cover these, because I need one set for the top that aren't gonna have anything done to them. They're gonna go on top, and that the machine is gonna sit on, which is this is the right way is up right now. So it's gonna go right here, and then the next one, and another one down here, is gonna have 4 holes in it for the caster. And I went and bought all the material. So my plan, hopefully this works. It's gonna be tricky, but I think if I use some lay wire, it'll work. Is to lay these on there and weld them on. These are aluminum. The nuts are. The bolts aren't. Weld the aluminum nuts to the plate, and then that way they can come off and on. Here's what's annoying, guys, is I get some welds like these. Like this one looks, I mean, the beginning of that one was a little bit rough. This is a pretty decent looking weld right here. This is okay. But then, like, I don't know. And then I do something that looks like this fucking piece of shit over here, and it's like, why can't they all look like the good one? And I think part of it is honestly that I'm not stable. I'm like kind of welding offhanded and stuff because welding something as big is complicated, and I'm not doing like the first rule of being a welder, which is get comfortable. I'm like welding off and stuff, and I'm sure that has something to do with it. So hopefully the welds on the Mark 1 will actually come out a lot better than this, but if you're new to this channel, you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm building an Iron Man suit. So hopefully the Mark 1 will come out a lot better than this, but yeah, it's just disheartening. They would probably be a lot better though if I was stable. Hi, Cash. Hi, Cash. Hello. Hello. Hi. Dogs are here. All right, I got these on, and these are literally some of the worst welds I've ever done in my life. They are so bad, I don't even want to talk about them. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to grind them down, and then we're going to mount the Millright to the top of this. Let's do it. Oh, shoot. It's heavy. It's a little heavy. Which way you want me to go? Alright guys, I've been sitting here drinking a beer, considering how I'm going to mount this thing, considering some other things as well, but let me show you what I got. So, these leg anchors right here came with the machine, and they fit back here quite well. So I think what I'll do is I'll drill a hole and tap this. This is not very thick, ignore the fucking terrible welds. This is not very thick, so I'll put a tap here, and then there's like a T-nut that goes in there, into the slot. And then I think these work on the back legs that are thinner. And then these front legs, for whatever reason, they used a thicker extruded aluminum. I'm not sure why. But what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll grind down this weld here so that it's flat, and then I'll drill a hole here, and I'll use the T-nut there, and then I'll just cut out a flat piece that fits right here, and then clamps these two together. And now, I was feeling real confident about my welding skills after doing that lathe stand over there. And then obviously you guys saw how that ended up. But one thing I'm noticing here is a little bit of play. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in here. There. You see how that leg isn't touching? That's not so great. So I think I can shim that, but the fact that I put those things in there is that T-nut can kind of go wherever this thing wants to be. You can kind of hold it in said position. So you can actually hold it floating like this if it was really tight, and that should be a fine enough point. But I could also shim it with something. I need to figure out a way to measure the tops of all these and see how close they are. My bench top is pretty close, so I guess I can put it on there and just see how this feels and see if it is off. Maybe it could be the machine, but I doubt it. I think it's this. So I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that and how I'm gonna fix it, but I'm gonna think about that. But I think that this right here is how I'm gonna mount it. Those 2 feet that came with it, and then just a flat bar here, and then that pushes these back, which is actually good because I forgot to account for the size of that motor in my CAD design. And the slope, it kind of comes up kind of through this, the part of the chip catcher. So I was gonna have to cut around that, and I may still have to, but the fact that this is pushed back a little bit. So we got a good start here. What I'm probably gonna do is work on mounting this thing tomorrow because I need to machine some stuff in order to build the next part. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Denver tomorrow and hang out with some friends, but hopefully I'll at least get this thing mounted tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be doing mounting, and then when I get back, I'll whip up the enclosure, and then I'll be done with that and building an Iron Man suit. How dope is that? Love you. Bye. Alright guys, this is why I think that it was floating on that side. I think the weight of the machine was causing the structure to bend just a little bit because the floor is not even. I put this up on my table, and as far as I could tell, the table's pretty damn flat. And as far as I could tell, these four were all pretty even. So what I think happened, I think that's what happened. But I think there's a little bit of warpage when the machine got on there, and it caused it to bend a little bit and did that. Fortunately, I have leveling feet, so hopefully I can take that out. It doesn't seem like it should bend though. I don't know. See, there, I just took the wobble out by doing that. So there's obviously a little flex in the machine. I mean, aluminum doesn't have a very high Young's modulus, or is it a low Young's modulus? I can't remember. But yeah, see, look at that. Feet are firmly placed now.